Cameras off. All right, so everyone, welcome to my first video on my new YouTube series. We're going to be talking today about Salesforce administration and getting started. I am Hillary Kay, so I am the host of Sassy Sales Ops, which is my new YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing those threads at the end, closer to the end of this presentation. But we are on a live Zoom, so please stay muted. I'll open it up for questions at the end, but feel free to pop any chats or any questions you have just in the chat on the bottom here, and then we'll make sure to go through those at the end. So if they come up, feel free to do that if you want to keep track. And also just want to make sure that I go ahead and say that every company, every team, everyone's journey is super different. So this is not the only way to get started with Salesforce, being a Salesforce admin or getting into Salesforce in general. So just make sure, you go and do your own research and make sure you fit, do what's going to fit in your own journey. So with that, I will go ahead and jump into the agenda. Ooh, nice. My PowerPoint's not working. There we go. All right, so we've already gone through the introduction and welcome. So further on in this presentation, we'll talk about, what Salesforce is and what you do or what we do as admins in that system. And I'm kind of going through and assuming you've already watched, a few videos that I posted at the event or have a high level knowledge of what Salesforce is already. I'm going to jump into the job market, did a little bit of searching this morning, jobs that are available, so we'll get into that. I'll jump into my story and kind of my agenda, things that I've gone through up until today. And then we'll talk about Salesforce's Trailhead, the learning management system that tends to be my best friend when I don't know what I'm doing. And then we'll jump into the different Salesforce certifications that you can take through Salesforce and get certified. And then again, I will open it up to questions at the end. So what is Salesforce? That is kind of a big question and sometimes hard to answer because they do so many things. But Salesforce is a software company that provides customer relationship management with their different platforms. And basically they empower companies with all the technology that they need to sell, service, and market to their customers. So they have many applications, which in Salesforce language are called clouds, that are focused on either sales, customer service, marketing automation, analytics, and application development. So if you hear about, the different clouds out there, sales cloud, customer service cloud, marketing cloud, that's what all of those are. They're basically different technologies of the platform. And depending how big your company is, you can have an admin for each one of those systems. When you are working for startups, you tend to wear a lot of hats and you tend to have, one admin for, multiple things. But as companies get bigger or you specialize, you will be an admin of those specific tools. There's also, Salesforce has a huge user community. I mean, there are thousands of people that, work with Salesforce as users and also build it as admins and developers along the way. So, cannot stress enough how important that community is to get involved with that, early on and make sure you know how to use your resources. So as an admin, I know this slide is kind of an eyesore, but as an admin, we keep the business running smoothly from the back end. We build fields, page layouts, and automations with inside of the platforms to make sure that the people who are using the system can do their jobs efficiently. We ensure that companies are tracking the correct data points to answer very important business questions that they have in order to be successful. And, just a few examples of what that could be, since that is just such a broad statement. Things like companies are going to ask, well, what products do we sell the most out of? Which industries are the most successful for us? Which titles do we sell to most often, and who should we be telling our sales teams to reach out to on a daily basis? Those are very important questions for companies to dial in and be very good at it, so they can, make repeatable processes to just go do that and go sell more. Right? It sounds easy when I say it, but it's definitely not easy, and you do need the power teams on the back end to help figure that out, and that's what Salesforce admins help do. So it's our job really to protect the data and security of the entire Salesforce platform, and we use that with user permissions, role hierarchies, and just making sure that we have data cleanliness all over. And with that data, with the data cleanliness and all that, which isn't an easy job in itself, we build reports and dashboards so the business understands what's going on, and then, really what's needed to reach their goals. So another example here that I've put in, so let's say you have a $10 million goal to hit for Q3, which is quarter three that my company is in right now. Really, if sales teams are asking themselves, right, what's the total closed one thus far? And, really, what's your forecasted pipeline? Are you tracking to hit your goals or not? So that's really what these reports and dashboards, help our teams get to. And without this information readily available, the company really has no visibility into that answer. So as an admin, we really let the data do the talking. It doesn't lie. So I always giggle at that one. It doesn't have a gut, right? The data is the data. We also are part of the tech teams that integrate the tools that work with Salesforce and pass the data across. We're the owners of the platform, so anything that really touches this platform, we're involved in. So job market. I went on Glassdoor this morning and looked up Salesforce admin, specifically during the search, and 33 jobs right in the San Diego area. There were 366 in California and over 2,000 in the US alone. So this is not even including sales operations, revenue operations, consulting jobs, or like even developers, which is a whole another category of what's going on, with Salesforce. So, the job market is huge. And, even in this little, screenshot I popped in the bottom, they're estimating that, 4.2 million jobs will be created by Salesforce alone by 2024. So that's really huge. I think it's great. And I always say, I have a career within a career. Not only am I certified within Salesforce, but, since there are thousands of companies who use Salesforce on a daily basis, they're always hiring and looking for very smart people to run their systems. So salary range estimates for, Salesforce admin, they vary upon region and where you're at, and experience levels for sure. But this is just based on my experience as a full-time employee or full-time position. Very entry level if you don't really, have much experience in either sales operations or a Salesforce admin. You could, it would be around 50 to 60K a year, and then growing with experience or how long you've worked with the platform, anywhere between 90, 150K, even more. So, very great opportunity there, and a great value for you to learn Salesforce. I am going to put some more resources at the end of this presentation, so we can jump in and look at that at the end. But again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am happy to help. All right, so kind of my story, kind of funny. I mean, I don't think anybody, when they're little, grows up to say, I want to be a Salesforce admin, or I want to get into sales operations. It's just not something you think about. It's kind of something you stumble upon. And in so 2013, I graduated college with a sociology degree, completely unrelated to Salesforce at all. So after I graduated, I needed to go get a job. So, with a bachelor's in sociology, you can't do a whole lot with that degree. So I ended up, starting my first job at a startup in 2014 in sales. So I got into sales. I was really good at it. Wasn't passionate, a lot about it, but this startup was using Salesforce as its CRM system. So, I definitely loved the logic and was always, trying to find ways to work smarter, smarter than harder within the platform. And it just made so much sense to me. And so in, a year later, 2015, I was, crushing my numbers as a sales rep. And I got the opportunity to join this sales operations team at this startup, and it was awesome. I had an awesome mentor, and I have never looked back since. A year after joining that team, I was certified in Salesforce and attending the Dreamforce, their big conventions up in Salesforce every year, which was awesome. I was very fortunate at this company to do a lot of those things. Fast forward 3 years of that company working for them, in 2019, they grew to over 500 employees. I think when I started in 2014, I think I was employee number 95 or something like that, just under the 100 mark. So being able to grow like 4x, employees in that amount of time, it was pretty cool to be part of that growth spurt in a company. I definitely learned a lot there for sure. So, now in 2020, I'm now at a new startup. So kind of going back and starting at a smaller company to really help them build their machine and get their company pumping, because that's what I do. That's what I'm good at. And then I put a little blurb here, August 2020, I decided to build a YouTube channel, Sassy Sales Ops. So again, this is my first video of many. I'm going to be putting many tips and tricks, not only with Salesforce, Excel, territory management, you name it, I'm going to drop it in there. So that's why I wanted the broader name. And you might hear me swear once in a while, so that's where the sassy comes in. But all in all, just to kind of sum up my story and my journey, in 5 short years, I've been able to become an advanced certified admin, and I literally get approached between 2 and 10 times a day on LinkedIn for job opportunities, whether that be like consulting jobs or this or that, or full-time positions that recruiters are reaching out to me. But it's pretty cool that they're, reaching out to me because I'm, good at it, and I've, put in my time, and I definitely love what I do. I'm definitely passionate about this, and it's super fun. It makes a lot of, makes the whole difference. Definitely want to give a shout out, I think I mentioned before, but to the 2 amazing women mentors that I had throughout my careers at both jobs. Cannot stress enough like how important that mentorship has been for me, and how important it's going to be, for you and joining the communities and getting involved while learning this stuff. It's not easy. Definitely make sure you ask for help, and learn as much as you can along the way. Salesforce Trailhead, I think I alluded to this a little while ago, but this is the Salesforce's learning management system. So it's an entire end-to-end LMS system, from being a user to an admin to a developer, all along the way, where you can look up things and find trails, as they call them, that will teach you how to use and build within Salesforce. So things like, right, Salesforce basics. How do I get around in here, right? Take me a tour. Reporting, right? Reporting, and I've heard, and one person reached out to me when I made this event, right? Like, reporting's my weakness. How do I get through that? So there are trails for reporting to get you through this, and so much more. I'll pop over, if we have enough time here in a few minutes, just to give you a little bit of a tour on that, kind of show you Salesforce in a bit. But you can literally go from, beginner to advanced type trainings. So they've done a very good job. I can't, speak to this enough. And you also get a free developer instance, which is basically just a shell of Salesforce with no data in it. So you get one of those for free, and you can go in and play around. So it's exactly the same thing that we work on at my company, except for this is just a developer sandbox you can go and play with. So certifications, Like I said, I am a certified administrator. So I think there are 3 tests a year to keep my credentials up to date. So you go in, you can go and take the full class and then take the test, or you can go in and take the test, just depending on your experience level. But there are over 30 certifications for all of the tools they have. Different roles, right? Again, from administrator to architect to developer, whatever you're into, or just, keep on getting those credentials all the way down. It's really cool to grow your resume, and they are globally recognized as a company, and a lot of jobs require them. They require you to have these certifications depending on what you are applying for. So to have this, is definitely, I'm not going to say it's better than a college degree, but it is going to get you up there, and get the job over someone who doesn't have these certifications. So here are the resources, some of the resources that I talked about today. So definitely go look up Salesforce Trailhead and sign up. There's also a Salesforce community, which you will automatically get added to once you start signing up and getting involved in that. So go check out all the channels here. Google and YouTube are your best friends. It's okay to look things up, and I laugh when I say this, because I probably use these 2 things on a daily basis. If I need to remember how to do things, or if I don't remember, or it's a task or a project I've never done before, there's lots of people, lots of resources out there that have done it before as well. And again, my new YouTube channel, Sassy Sales Ops, I will be posting lots of videos here in the future. Along with the job market, LinkedIn, again, is a great way to find jobs, post things, make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date. You have the little recruiter thing checked on so the recruiters can reach out to you. Glassdoor is also a good one, so sign up for that. You can also check salary ranges and this and that, especially when you're negotiating for your wage. Networking. This one is probably the best one out of any platform, right? Reach out to your friends who are recruiters, network, right? Connect with those recruiters online. They will reach out to you if they have something. It's literally their job to find it. And of course, if you have friends in the industry, that's the best way, word of mouth, to get referrals right inside of companies. I will just note though, on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and all these other platforms, it does cost companies a lot of money to post jobs on there, or per job it costs them. So I know at my past companies, our recruiting team, they didn't have that many budgets to post that many jobs. So if you also find a cool company that you would like to work for, I would recommend just going to their website, because they probably have a career page, and it's cheaper for them to post it there. So on some of these bigger platforms like LinkedIn, if you don't see the exact job posted there, I would go check out the actual company's website. And with that, here is my email, so sassysalesops@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out with comments, questions, if you want to see certain videos posted in the future. If you liked this video or any future videos, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sassy Sales Ops. Once I get 100 users, I will get rid of that ugly link down at the bottom. But for you guys, I will go ahead and, sorry about that, guys. I lost my screen here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the slideshow for a moment. And I am gonna go ahead and share, and I'll share in the chat in a minute, but I did want to share just real quick what Trailhead looks like. So when you do log in and you do sign up for your login, I would recommend starting your role, going to admin and beginner, and all these different trails pop up. So you can do admin, beginner, different ways to use this platform, or you can just type things in, right? If you want to look for reporting trails, you can go with that, and it does talk about how to get through Lightning as well, which is great. Here's one of the trails. Here's what one of the trails looks like. You kind of go through, you know, reading and learning about it, and then they have a hands-on task at the bottom. And then your developer org is going to look like this. So this is your home page, where all across the top here, you're going to see all of how Salesforce organizes and how it keeps track of the data with all of these objects at the top here. And again, in future videos, I'm going to go through, you know, a lot more the nitty gritty on how to get through these, what these mean, and getting through some fun automation. All right. Well, with that, are there any questions? Awesome. All righty. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.